The land we know as Israel and Palestine holds a unique place in history. It is a region that has been at the heart of human civilization for thousands of years, a place where the past and present are intricately woven together. For millennia, this region has been a crossroads of civilizations. It was a vital link in the ancient trade routes that connected the East and the West, a bustling hub where merchants, travelers, and conquerors converged. Its strategic location, nestled between Asia, Africa, and Europe, made it a coveted prize for empires throughout the ages. This land was not just a geographical intersection, but also a cultural and economic one, influencing and being influenced by the myriad of peoples who passed through it. From the ancient Egyptians to the Romans, the Ottomans to the British, each left their mark on this land. The architectural remnants of these empires tell stories of conquest, governance, and cultural exchange, each layer adding to the rich historical tapestry. The very soil bears witness to a rich tapestry of human experience. Archaeological digs continue to uncover artifacts that shed light on the lives of those who once walked these lands, revealing a continuous thread of human habitation and activity. The remnants of ancient cities, temples, and fortresses stand as silent testaments to the passage of time. These structures, though weathered by centuries, still hold the echoes of the civilizations that built them, offering a glimpse into the past. This land has witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the birth of religions, and the clash of cultures. It has been a stage for some of the most significant events in human history, each era leaving its indelible mark. This shared history, however, is also a source of contention. The deep historical roots and the overlapping claims to the land have led to a complex and often painful narrative, one that continues to unfold today. Both Jews and Arabs trace their roots back to this land, claiming it as their own. Their histories are intertwined yet distinct, each community holding a profound connection to the land and its legacy. This deep-seated connection fuels the ongoing conflict, making it one of the most complex and intractable in the world. The struggle for control and recognition has led to decades of tension, violence, and attempts at peace. Understanding the historical significance of this land is crucial to comprehending the passions that drive the conflict today. The past is not just a backdrop, but a living force that shapes the present and the future. It is a land that evokes both reverence and sorrow, a place where the echoes of the past continue to shape the present. The ancient stones and sacred sites stand as reminders of a shared heritage and a contested future, a testament to the enduring significance of this remarkable land. For Jews, this land is their biblical birthright, the Promised Land. It is a land that has been central to their identity and faith for thousands of years, a place where their ancestors walked and where their history was forged. It is here where Abraham, the patriarch of Judaism, is said to have received God's covenant. This covenant established a deep spiritual connection between the Jewish people and this land, a bond that has endured through millennia. It is the land of King David and his son Solomon, who built the first temple in Jerusalem, the holiest site in Judaism. The first temple stood as a beacon of Jewish worship and a symbol of their faith and unity. Jewish history is inextricably intertwined with this land. Every stone, every ancient artifact tells a story of a people who have maintained their traditions and beliefs despite countless challenges. Centuries of exile and persecution following the Roman destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE only strengthened the Jewish yearning for a return to Zion. This longing was not just for a physical return, but also for a spiritual and cultural revival. This longing is palpable in Jewish prayers, rituals, and literature. The hope for a return to Jerusalem is a recurring theme in Jewish liturgy, reflecting a deep-seated desire to reconnect with their sacred heritage. The Western Wall, a remnant of the Second Temple, stands as a powerful symbol of Jewish faith and resilience. It is a place where Jews from around the world come to pray, to reflect, and to feel a connection to their ancestors and their faith. For Muslims, Jerusalem holds immense religious significance as well. It is a city that has been revered in Islamic tradition for centuries, a place of profound spiritual importance. It is considered the third holiest city in Islam, after Mecca and Medina. Muslims around the world turn their hearts and prayers towards Jerusalem, recognizing its sacred status. According to Islamic tradition, it was from Jerusalem that the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven on his night journey, al-Isra wal-Miraj. This event is a cornerstone of Islamic faith, symbolizing the connection between the earthly and the divine. The Dome of the Rock, a magnificent shrine built on the Temple Mount in the 7th century, commemorates this miraculous event. Its stunning architecture and intricate designs reflect the reverence with which it is held. The presence of Al-Aqsa Mosque adjacent to the Dome of the Rock further solidifies Jerusalem's importance in Islam. It is a place of worship and reflection, a site where Muslims gather to pray and to connect with their faith. The mosque is believed to be the site where Muhammad led prayers with all the prophets who came before him. This event underscores the unity and continuity of the prophetic tradition in Islam. For Muslims worldwide, Jerusalem represents a sacred connection to their faith and its history. It is a city that embodies the spiritual journey of Islam, a place where the past and the present converge in a tapestry of devotion and reverence. In the late 19th century, a movement emerged in Europe that would forever alter the fate of Palestine Zionism. This movement was not just a political endeavor, but a profound cultural and social revolution for the Jewish people. Fueled by centuries of anti-Semitism and persecution, Zionism called for the establishment of a Jewish homeland in Palestine. The Jewish communities across Europe had long faced systemic discrimination, violence, and exclusion, which only intensified their yearning for a safe and sovereign homeland. The movement gained significant momentum after the Dreyfus affair in France, a blatant example of anti-Semitism that shocked many European Jews. The wrongful conviction of Alfred Dreyfus, a Jewish French army officer, on charges of treason, highlighted the deep-seated anti-Semitic sentiments in European society. Theodor Herzl, an Austro-Hungarian journalist, is considered the father of modern political Zionism. Herzl was deeply moved by the Dreyfus affair and became convinced that the Jewish people needed a nation of their own to escape perpetual persecution. In his influential book, The Jewish State, published in 1896, Herzl argued that the only solution to the Jewish question was the creation of an independent Jewish state. He envisioned a place where Jews could live freely, practice their religion, and develop their culture without fear of oppression. Herzl believed that only in their own state could Jews be free from discrimination and persecution. His vision was not just about physical safety, but also about the cultural and spiritual revival of the Jewish people. Herzl's call resonated with many Jews, particularly in Eastern Europe, where they faced intense pogroms and discrimination. These violent attacks on Jewish communities, often state-sanctioned, left many Jews in desperate need of a safe haven. Zionist organizations began to form, promoting Jewish immigration to Palestine and purchasing land from Ottoman authorities. These organizations worked tirelessly to lay the groundwork for a future Jewish state, organizing congresses, raising funds, and negotiating with political powers. The first Zionist pioneers, driven by a mix of idealism and desperation, began arriving in Palestine in the late 1800s, laying the groundwork for a future Jewish state. These early settlers faced numerous challenges, including harsh living conditions, limited resources, and the need to build infrastructure from scratch. This influx of Jewish immigrants, however, was met with mixed reactions from the Arab population already living in Palestine. The local Arab communities had their own aspirations and concerns, and the arrival of Jewish settlers added a new dynamic to the region. While some welcomed the economic and social changes brought by the newcomers, others viewed them with suspicion and fear, seeing them as a threat to their land and way of life. This tension between the Jewish immigrants and the Arab population would become a central issue in the region's history, shaping the complex and often contentious relationship between the two communities. For centuries, the Arab population formed the majority in Palestine, living in harmony with the land. They were predominantly Muslim, with a significant Christian minority coexisting peacefully. Life in Palestine revolved around agriculture, trade, and traditional ways of life, deeply rooted in their culture. Cities like Jerusalem, Jaffa, and Hebron were vibrant centers of commerce and culture, bustling with activity. The Arabs of Palestine had developed a strong attachment to their land, which they cherished deeply. For them, it was not just a place to live, but an integral part of their identity and heritage. They had their own customs, traditions, and social structures that had evolved over generations, shaping their society. The arrival of Zionist immigrants with their aspirations for a Jewish state created unease among many Arabs in the region. They feared being displaced from their land and losing their rich cultural heritage. The increasing purchase of land by Zionist organizations further fueled these anxieties and concerns. The stage was set for a clash of national aspirations and conflicting dreams. Two peoples, each with a deep connection to the same land, found themselves on a collision course, unable to reconcile. The rise of Arab nationalism mirroring the Zionist movement further complicated the already tense situation. Arabs too sought self-determination and resisted any attempts to undermine their presence in Palestine, fighting for their rights.